Today I ventured out of my house. It is a crazy, crazy weekend here in Erie, Pennsylvania, because the weather is terrible, as it is every winter here, but it's especially terrible lately. Low temperatures, winds, and ice, snow, everything. So it was pretty hectic going out at all, but I was on my way to the gym. And so I'm on my way there, and I'm almost to the gym. I realized that I forgot the earbuds that I'd plug into my phone so I could listen to music while I'm working out. And this is a huge thing. I need my tunes while I'm working out, and without them I just couldn't imagine it. I'd be so bored, and the time would go so slow. So I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, I'm not going to go home at this point, so there's got to be a store that I can stop at in between here and the gym that I could get a cheap set of earbuds. I wasn't looking for anything fantastic, just something to get me through. So I stopped in at the Dollar General, which is another one of these like real ultra cheap stores, and sell all kinds of crazy stuff. Again, nothing like Ollie's, but still, you know, it's a pretty big chain. So stop in there real quick, and I end up finding these earbuds. These were Vibe Sound stereo earbuds. Ooh, they must be good because they're in stereo. Yeah, comfortable in your design, which was not true. Stereo sound quality. Quality can't be used with any of my statements that I'm going to make about these. Compatible with most 3.5mm jack devices. Okay, I'll give them that. So that's about the only truth there on the front. So make it a point to tell you that it's for MP3 and stereo and CD, gaming, Mac/PC. Ooh, thank goodness. Cross-platform here. Well, of course. They're just headphones like anything else. Yeah, even a picture of an iPhone right there on the bottom. How about that? Yeah. $3. And I'll tell you, they weren't even worth $3. These were the worst earbuds that I've ever used in my life. Like I said, they are not comfortable. In fact, when you listen to them, it sounds like you're listening to the music through tin cans or something. It's horrible. The sound is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I found myself just sitting there fiddling with them the whole time, trying to kind of adjust them a little bit and get them at the right spot in my ear where the sound would be acceptable. I could not listen to music through these. I've got about 10 seconds into my song, couldn't bear it any longer, and switched over to podcasts, which are all spoken word, hoping that at least be bearable. And I ended up sticking with the podcast, although it was just borderline bearable. It just sounded really, really bad. So these are the worst earbuds I've ever had in my life. When I'm at these cheapo stores, like last video, I was at Ollie's, and I just love looking around. Dollar General is a lot the same, so I couldn't resist. I went up and down the aisles, and of course ended up in the toy aisle. And I was thinking about the Lego ripoffs. Last episode, I talked about the Creo Transformers, and they're basically Legos. And there are a lot of ripoff Legos at Dollar General, and there was a big display of no-name Action Blocs Military. And there were a lot of sets. This is one of 2 military sets, and I don't know, it looks decent. It was extremely cheap, a fraction of what Legos would be if you had a set kind of like this of Legos. So 86 pieces, and I'm a little concerned. Now, there are 2 figures pictured here. However, at the bottom there, you'll see it says includes buildable action figure and vehicle. So, yeah, maybe there's only one. I'm not sure. But it looks like you get a lot of cool stuff. Looks like you get this helicopter, these crazy guys here, hopefully with the guns, briefcase, little walkie-talkie, handcuffs, a little handgun, a rifle. I mean, that's looking pretty sweet, I'm not expecting the best, and the front and back are pretty exactly the same on this. So, yeah, I'm excited. Well, not excited, I'm just curious, I guess. I wasn't out much, and again, my little boy will play with them if I think they're just terrible. But he's got to be 4, so I have to wait a little while yet. But I'm going to open these up and see what's going on, and then I'm going to build the thing, and I'll show you sort of how it turned out and what my take on it is, my opinion. All right. That's all. A couple bags of pieces. Little partial bodies. This one's full of body pieces. Instructions, which are in color, so that's good. You never know with some of these cheap Legos. Might not be in color. Hopefully, they look. It doesn't look too bad to follow. So, I'm going to build this bad Oscar here, and then I'll be right back, and I'll let you know what's going on. Okay, finally, 45 minutes later, get her built. Here it is. Here's the chopper. I mean, the instructions were very straightforward. They were easy to follow. Can't complain there. Actually, the pieces aren't that bad. They do feel, a little bit cheaper than, straight up Legos, but wasn't bad. Everything fit together pretty well. Started getting a little weird here around especially the propeller. This little guy here, he spins free. Fantastic. This thing is like the grinder at a in a mill or something like that. You got to work to make this thing spin, and so there's a big flaw there. There are just certain parts of this that aren't very well secured, and just like one or two more pieces would have made it really solid, and that didn't happen. Things keep popping off. These little missiles here are so flimsy. I bent the one, and so that, it's just not real good. You have to be very, very careful around this and be very delicate and gentle, which concerns me. Oh, and then there was this piece too with 7RKRK13. I thought maybe that was just a special little thing for this helicopter, some sort of this string of letters representing what this model of helicopter was or something like that. Well, no, it was actually found on the barcode of the box, so that's the actual model number as far as the toy goes. But I kept it to the outside because it at least gives it a little variation. Everything's straight green. There are little variations in color, just slight, and they're not intentional, I'm pretty sure. Some weird discolorations here and there on things, and you can see where they were molded and everything. So, what do you expect for just a few dollars for the whole set? Now, moving on to the guys. There were two of them, so that was good. So we have that fella right there, and they're actually identical. I just put some different things in their hands, and this guy. Now, he should be holding the briefcase. Really wanted this guy. I like this little briefcase. So you're wondering what's inside of it. And it's just going to fall right out of his hand. Whatever's in here must not be that important because he can't keep a hold of it. It's terrible. So if you move him at all, it's going to drop probably. So, yeah, they're okay, and of course I have the rifle here and the little handcuffs. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. So these guys, their legs are all floppy and loose, and they feel really cheap. So the guys are a big disappointment, those figurines. And this whole thing is just very concerning that this is a military operation. And we have a very, look at this helicopter the wrong way, and, this whoops, there goes the propeller. It comes right off. I'm sure if you, wow, if you actually tried to play with this legitimately, it would just go to pieces. So this will probably be cannibalized here at some point for something else that I feel like building. But again, I didn't expect anything great. I was just seeing how terrible actually it was going to be, and it wasn't that terrible, really. It's still kind of okay, I guess. But that was that. Well, so yeah, I picked this up at the store, Dollar General. Go to the gym, work out. My wife texts me and says that I need to stop somewhere on the way home and get paper plates. So right by the gym, actually right beside the gym where I'm at, is another discount store. There are a lot of them around here. Another discount store. This one's called the Dollar Tree. And their gimmick is usually pretty much everything is $1 in there. Every item is $1. And so the selection is a little weird. But you do get a lot of strange, crazy stuff. And again, I went in there and got the paper plates, and I just couldn't help myself. I'm roaming around again. More toys, because the toys are just fascinating. Fascinating. Picked up this Extreme Fighting little action playset. extreme fighting, very generic. Comes with what looks like a ring to fight in and 2 wrestlers there. I'm going to take them out of the packaging so you can see what I can see, and I know you have a little bit of a glare with that plastic, so we'll take them out here. But I want to build this ring. I'm not sure if we actually get ropes for these. We have, the 4 turnbuckles. What looks like is the ring, and these wrestlers. So let's, or the fighters, whatever you want to call them. So let's open this up, try to build the ring, and see if it's any good. And then I can't wait to show you these characters, these fighters here. They're hilarious. So yeah, there's the ring, and here's everything else. And so I assume no set of instructions here to go on, nothing even on the back of the packaging itself, nothing. Very generic. But that's okay. No instructions really needed. So put all these turnbuckles in. They're a nice snug fit. And they better go in here and fit well and hold, because there's going to be some extreme fighting going on in this ring. So they gotta hold up to some. They gotta be able to take a beating. Oh man. Okay. There. One more. And then ready. We did get ropes. A little curious as to how this is going to work out with those ropes, because I basically got a ball of string and tied in a knot, which is wonderful. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. So I got 3 lengths of this elastic string here, and somehow I guess I have to tie it together at some point. This is going to be really difficult, so I'm skipping the ropes for now. That's going to take forever. The reason I bought this at all, I'm not really interested in the ring itself. Let's have a look at these fighters. First we have this guy, and I don't know if you're going to see him real well. I don't know if I have to put up some sort of thing here to help. Oh, there we go. He has perpetually got his left arm in the air, and that's how he's going to wrestle. And really, there's no variation in that. These figures don't. There's no what do you call it, articulation or anything to the figures. So it's kind of, okay. That would be like, I guess if I had some sort of seizure or something, and I did this all the time, and I couldn't get my arm down, I'd just be like, hey, what's going on? I have a condition, my left arm is in the air constantly. Can't help it. Got to do everything this way. And that's weird. Apparently that's what he's suffering from. We also see that he has this red skullet. How about that? Yeah, that's classic. But what is really great about this guy, again, let's try and focus in here on him a little bit. You can look at his face. Focus is not cooperating. Let's try it this way. Oh, that's better. It looks like his face has been squished. Yeah. And his eyes are a little uneven. Has a little chin thing. Hey, well, that's cool. He's got a chin thing going on. And I'm all about that. Yeah, so there's fighter number 1, Mr. Left Arm. And then this guy, I mean, these guys are cracking me up, because it's literally, he's got the same facial issues that the first guy had. He's squished. It's like, they squished his head together. He's got a wonderful head of hair himself, and a goatee. And at least he has more of a fighting pose going on than the first guy. These things crack me up. So apparently they're supposed to fight. So you get left arm coming in here, and the only way he can attack is if he's almost on his face. Then he can get a good shot here. He's got to be basically, when he comes off the ropes and goes into this flying thing and strikes. I'm not sure. And pretty much this guy, the only thing he could do at this point is a headlock. So he'd have to get, of course, on this side and sort of do this thing, this kind of thing with him. Well, no, that's not really working. So these guys aren't very good fighters, and these are hilarious. Wow, he's kind of looking surprised. Like, where am I? Fighting who? Red Scarlet guy? Left hand. Wow, so some amazing finds today at the dollar stores. I don't know why I'm getting this stuff, except it's fascinating to me. So, yeah, there you go. More stuff that looks like my son will eventually play with. Not right now. He's too young, and these are too little. He'll eat them. They'll get lodged in his throat or something. And Legos are still a few years off.